This is First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday on SVI Media. Here's Duke Dance and Dal Erickson.
First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday. Duke Dance and Dal Erickson joining you from the SVI Media studios in Star Valley, Wyoming. And we're talking swimming today. And in fact, state swimming is coming up this upcoming weekend. And one of the favorites, of course, again, as normal, are the Lander Tigers in boys state swimming. And Lander Tiger swimming coach is joining us today. That is Shawna Morgan. Hi, Coach Morgan. How are you today?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing good.
Coach Morgan, I got to be honest, I'm going to be a little bit selfish and have you explain a bit of how swimming competitions work for us, because I'll be honest, we are in a landlocked part of Wyoming without a swimming team, and so we're kind of ignorant, and so I'd like to learn more. Tell us what goes into a normal week of practice leading up to a swimming event.
All right, so, swimming I'd like to compare it, probably something you guys are more used to is track. So in a season, we will work up to a peak type week where we're training and adding more yardage as we go until we hit that actual peak week. And then after that, we start tapering down so that we can get ready for our state event, just like you would in a track event. So I think for swimming, the main thing is that we train in Lander, we train every single stroke. We're not very stroke specific. Like with kids, we don't concentrate mostly on the freestyle stroke or the butterfly stroke, because one of our main goals is that every single kid that comes through our program can do every single stroke successfully. So we train every single stroke. We have very, very hard sets every single night, just getting ready. We started our taper this week. Last week was our peak week. So, we were doing anywhere from 5 to 10,000 yards at night. And so that's just kind of how we work our system. And so far for the past 26 years, everything we've done has worked out. So I don't know.
Well, I'd say it's worked out because Lander's become a perennial powerhouse in swimming and diving in 3A. Coach, tell us how long you have been coaching for Lander and what has led to the success that the Tigers have had in the pools of recent years.
Okay, so I started coaching when I got here in 2005. I just started working with the girls program then as the assistant coach under Bruce Gresley, legendary coach of Wyoming swimming and diving. And got to work with him for, 11 years up until he passed away very unexpectedly. That was 7 years ago. So, which it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but yeah, 7 years ago. So 7 years ago is when I became the head coach for both the girls and the boys program here in Lander. So, and again, I guess when it comes to success, we are very, very family oriented when it comes to our swimming program. Every single kid that comes out, we structure goals and things around them specifically. Everyone on our team supports everyone else. Everything we do together is a team, is a family. And I think a lot of that is what has to do with our success. We're also very, very lucky because we have one of the strongest swim club programs in the state of Wyoming. And that club atmosphere really helps build some of our top athletes. And then our other athletes that are coming in doing what I actually really love, being a multi-sport athlete, they come into our program and they're working just as hard as our full year-round swimmers. And that's how they're able to be so successful too. So we're really, really lucky. I think it's something in the water here in Lander, Wyoming, where I think you're just born and swimming is something that's going to be in your blood. It's pretty nice.
Talk to us about some of the quirks maybe of running a swimming program as compared to some other programs that are maybe a little more considered mainstream. Not that swimming's not mainstream, but what are some of the quirks that maybe are a little different for you as a coach for this sport as opposed to maybe, say, basketball?
Okay, so that's a really good question. I think one of the main differences is that we have 2-a-day practices all season long. So we practice for about an hour, hour and a half every morning, 2.5 hours every single night. So that's way different from your typical basketball season, even your typical track season. So the amount of hours that go into a swimming season is significantly more, at least double of what those other seasons are. We do dry land stuff, so we're in the weight room, we're running, we're cross training. We're doing a lot of things to make sure that our kids have the aerobic equivalency that they need to be as successful as they can in the swimming pool.
We're speaking with Coach Shawna Morgan with the Lander Tigers boys swim team, head coach for the girls and the boys. And, of course, the boys state boys state swim tournament for swimming and diving is going to be held next weekend in Gillette. Well, Coach, you've been very modest and humble about your team, but I want to give you a chance to really brag up the boys you have on this winter squad because the 3A South event held at Lyman last weekend, you guys really dominated. 457 total points. Green River second with 205. So it was not even close at all. Tell us about who you have on your team. Maybe name drop some of your stars that you have and what gives you such a big advantage over the competition so far.
Okay. It's hard because I feel like, again, every single kid that we have on our team is part of our success. So when I think about it, we have 29 kids out for our Lander boys team. 25 of them right now are qualified for the state meet. So every single one of them is scoring us points, everything like that. I guess if we were going to talk about some of the ones that kind of stand out a little bit more, of course, we've got Johnny Kulo, who's a senior this year. He got to swim at the Olympic trials over the summer, which was really, really cool. And then other seniors, we've got Brennan Blackburn, who's swimming really, really fast times, hoping for some All-American times individually for him at state. We've got Nolan McFadden, same thing. He has the potential to swim All-American times at state. Dylan Hulskamp, who's only a junior, he has some opportunities to swim All-American times at state as well. Our senior group is really, really strong. We've got 9 seniors this year. Ross Anderson is a huge leader for us. He's also our student body president at school, so his leadership really comes across great on our boys swim team and what he provides to all of us. Eli Applegate is outstanding this year. He really worked hard, got in the weight room, was training all summer long, and his time cuts this year have just been unreal, crazy. It's been really cool to watch and see. Sonny Robinson is coming back. He's a state qualifier. We got him qualified in a couple events going into state. I know I'm forgetting people, and that's the worst part about trying to, focus in on certain ones. But man, I can't even describe it because every single boy on our team means so much to me, and everything that they contribute is unreal. And I'm so excited for state. I'm pumped up, but really, honestly, I don't want it to get here because I don't want to lose my boys. I love hanging out with them, and everything that I get to do with them and watching them succeed is just the highlight of my year.
Coach, obviously you just kind of answered that question. What's the big goal for the year? But of course, we already know what that is. But what are some of your larger goals other than this? Other than maybe keeping the streak alive? Although I get the impression you guys probably don't talk about that very much. But
actually, no.
what are some of your bigger goals as a program? What would you like to see maybe 10 years from now? You'd like to be able to look back and say, we accomplished this.
I think, when it comes to that, again, it's those individual goals and how as a team can we get to those individual goals. You're right. We don't talk about winning state. That's not our goal. What we talk about is what does success look like to us? And what success looks like to us is every single person on our team qualifying for state. Every single person on our team being able to come with us and be part of that experience. That to us is success. Of course, we have some pretty lofty goals when it comes to times and things that we want to be succeed in at state level. So I talked a little bit about how some of those kids have the potential of becoming All-Americans in those individual events. That's also something for us in our relay events. A couple of weeks ago, we broke the state record in the 200 medley relay at our home meet, the Bruce Gresley Invitational. And our time right now for that is an All-American time, and it's the 11th fastest time in the nation currently. So things like that we can do and bring little old Wyoming, a town of 7,000 people, and make that nationally known is really huge to us. So I think those kinds of things that we can do to just kind of get our name out there and say, hey, you know what, Wyoming is small, but we're mighty, man. We have some good stuff going on here.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything else you'd like to mention while we have you on the show today?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to everyone who supports Wyoming athletics and everything that we stand for. I think that's the best thing about Wyoming and this beautiful state and tiny state that we live in is how supportive everyone is about every single athletic program. So thank you guys, Star Valley, for reaching out for a swimming program because I know you guys don't have it over there, but thank you guys. This has been awesome. That's
Coach Shawna Morgan with the Lander boys swim team and also head coach for the girls program and heading to state in Gillette. Good luck to you, Coach, and all the swimmers from around the state of Wyoming who will be competing next week. Thanks so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
It's all part of First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday on SVI Media.